Hello, people. This is volume 7 of. I was missing one. I think I'm missing volume 4. Volume 4 would have covered Paardeberg, but this is South Africa and the Transvaal War. And you'll notice that I didn't say I have finished the book, because I did not finish that. I intended to finish it. I read just a couple of pages under half, and then I scanned the rest of it. Even the first like 98 pages, I had trained my eyes to skip some of these paragraphs, because the author, fucking Cheswick or something, Creswick. Cheswick is from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He's just a terrible author. He will tell you who's the commander of a certain unit, what date did they move from here to there, and there's some just terrible maps in there. And from those maps, you're supposed to be able to form a mental picture in your head of the Transvaal and the Orange Free State and Natal. But this is the end of the war, and so the Boer can do nothing but guerrilla warfare, and they're pretty goddamn successful at it. So at this point in the war, the English are trying to do big sweeps across these areas. They build lines of blockhouses a mile apart, and they try to make these big marches where they net these Boer commandos, and they're semi-successful. The last half of the book is just a list of all these marches and what they captured, who surrendered, how many Boers they killed. And I think the guy, I mean, at best, he's exaggerating. At worst, he's lying regarding the amounts of ammunition that they capture. And, you know, he claims that they captured 2,000 horses, 3,000 head of cattle. They were not that well supplied at the end. In fact, a lot of the Boer who counseled a surrender, they did it because they were running out of, they didn't even have fucking uniforms. Their clothing was falling apart on their bodies. And they literally, when they took English prisoners, they were taking their uniforms and putting them on. And that led to some of the Boer being shot, because you can't just wear somebody else's uniform. It's not fair. I got a little bit of notes. This one was published in 1902. Towards the end, it gets to where there's super small print, and it's all the communications between Botha and Kitchener. Milner towards the end leaves, but he's involved in these communications too for the surrender. And the Boer try to get the best deal they can, but the English end up annexing both of the Boer republics. And that's not what they want. But as in all guerrilla wars, like recently would be Afghanistan, it's not the portion of the population that surrenders that gets negotiated with. It's the bitter enders that get negotiated with. The hands-uppers are left out of the negotiations. So, for the first half of the book, the notes that I took, this book, in the future, when people forget about what colonialism was, and there's maybe a college course on colonialism, and how the colonists, how they felt about it. These books could be used. You might be assigned to read these books because it's just incredible, the mindset. There was no good reason for the English to take over these two republics. And the language that he uses to describe the Boer commandos, I wrote some of it down. Desultory gangs, vagrant bands, desperados, dispersed hordes, banditti, marauders, freebooters, and raiders. And that's when I stopped writing them down, because he figured out other adjectives to describe these guys. So I'm done with this set. I'm kind of fucked right now because I'm out of good books. The next book that I'm reading right now, this one also is not going to get a great review. It's Friday, and by Sunday we'll go to another bookstore, and hopefully I can find something worth reading, because I'm not working. I'm just laying around the fucking house, and it's driving me crazy. And the phone keeps calling. Thanks for watching.